Oh, my friends, how's it going? We are here for week 3 of the IGL, going up against PK Randy, and I forget his team name, but nonetheless, he has a team of Heatran, Landers Therian, Spectrier, uh, Rotom Wash, Haxorus, Mega Beedrill, Aromatisse, Slowking, Beware, Zarude, and Diglett. So, looking at his team, he's got, let's see, one, three rockers if you count Diglett, which I don't. So two rockers. He's got three defoggers, which I mean, if you count Beedrill, which I don't. So two defoggers, um, and Landers and Rotom. So yeah, pretty solid team. I personally would never draft Heatran round one, but that's just me. I mean, he's 1-1 so far, so I can't really complain with that, I guess. And yeah, I remember using Mega Beedrill in the IPA a while back, and that was fun. So that mod is definitely a threat. And so yeah, let's get right into my team. I suppose this is a really tough build, basically, and that's as as mildly as I can put it. I don't know how many. I don't count how many mocks I do, but I've done a good amount of mocks. Almost all of them have Mega Beedrill plus Rotom Wash, and the U-turn Volt Switch core with those two is just so it's something I need to contain and I need to stop as well as much as possible. And with Heatran there, it makes certain things not work for stopping that kind of switching around core he's got. Landorus Therian's a big threat. I actually haven't seen Landorus Therian in a lot of my mocks. I haven't seen Spectre in a lot of my mocks, which makes sense looking at my team. Um, but yeah, Haxorus is a huge threat. Got to contain that mon. Aromatisse and Slowking can be a pretty good core. So we got to keep those two in check. And then, Beware I don't really see coming, but if it does, hopefully we'll be able to deal with that. Zarude I'll be able to probably deal with. So, and then Diglett, of course, I never saw Beware or Diglett in any of my mocks. So let's hope he does not bring either of those. I really don't think he will. I mean, I think like his first, you know, he's got to bring. I think he brings Heatran, Rotom Wash, Haxorus, Mega Beedrill, like automatically, in my opinion. I'm thinking probably either Aromatisse or Slowking, and then either Spectrier or Zarude. So, with that being said, let's go into the team that I'm bringing. Like I said, very hard build in my opinion. I've toyed around with a lot with this team, so let's get right into it. We got Dragapult with enough speed for Spectrier. Choice specs. I had a choice Scarf Dragapult so I could outspeed things like Scarf Landorus, Scarf Rotom, which I wouldn't really need. Mostly Scarf Landorus and Beedrill, and a Haxorus once it gets up to +1 speed. Whether that be like either it's Choice Scarfed or it went for Dragon Dance or it went for Scale Shot, we'd still be able to outspeed it with the Choice Scarf. But um, yeah, I just decided against it. I just decided to put specs on it because he doesn't have the best Shadow Ball switch-ins. Main ones would be Zarude and Beware, but Zarude, if I go for U-turn and he switches into Zarude, that's a really good situation for me. And if he brings Beware, then I'm fucked. But I can also just Draco that. And yeah, hopefully he doesn't bring Beware because, like I said, there's only so much I can prep for. I try my best with this team, and I had the battle in like 25 minutes or so, and let's just hope it goes well enough to where I'm not gonna be completely embarrassed. So anyway, next up is Mega Gardevoir. Oh, by the way, Hydro Pump on Dragapult for the Heatran. Pretty obvious. Mega Gardevoir is here um, with the Trace ability, which will turn into Pixelate, which is really nice. Calm Mind, Hyper Voice, Psyshock, Hidden Power, Ground. Hidden Power Ground's for Heatran. It does more than Focus Blast. And wait, no, it doesn't. It does the same amount as Focus Blast, but it will always hit, unlike Focus Blast. And Focus Blast doesn't really give me much else. Like it actually doesn't hit anything else except for mons that get hit by Hyper Voice. Like Focus Blast will hit Beware and will hit Zarude, but I can just Hyper Voice those two. So Hidden Power Ground is definitely the play. I can Calm Mind up on things like Slowking and Aromatisse, and if he doesn't have like Spectrier or like a Scarfed Landorus or Zarude, then I'll be able to outspeed everything, and I can just click really strong Hyper Voices. So with Haxorus, my plan is probably to hard switch into Gardevoir, because if he goes for a Dragon type move, we're good. If he goes for Scale Shot, we're also good, because it won't affect me, so he won't get the speed boost, and then I'll be able to outspeed him. Um, and if he goes for Dragon Dance, that's bad, but at least he'll have to attack me, and then I can just bring in my next Pokemon, which is the Umbreon, physically defensive. I had this thing as Spidef at first, and I, at the very beginning, before I had a few monks and then I changed it. I had it hold a Mega Stone so that it couldn't get tricked by Rotom Wash, but it's just not worth it because of that 6%, especially without Wish Protect here, is very valuable, and especially when I'm not running Spidef, I need this thing to take hits from Heatran, Spectrier, and Rotom Wash. Those are the three basically, and I suppose Slowking without any Spidef investment, which should be okay. I don't think he brings like an offensive Rotom. I don't think he brings an offensive Heatran because of Aromatisse. A little Alamomola. So I don't think Heatran, offensive Heatran comes. I suppose an offensive Rotom could come, but we have a little secret for that coming up. And yeah, this Umbreon is just here to basically tank as many special hits as well as physical hits. I suppose if Haxorus gets up to +1, I want to be able to take like a Dragon Claw, and then Foul Play and just knock him out, because it does knock him out, because at +1 Haxorus' attack is like insanely high. So yeah, and then Heal Bell, of course, because I don't want my team to get statused. And Baton Pass is actually really nice here, because if I switch into Heatran or Rotom, I can take a hit, and then if they switch, I can click Baton Pass. I can also take a hit, so like if I switch into Umbreon, or if I switch into Heatran with Umbreon, and then next turn he goes for like Lava Plume or Toxic or something, I can go for Baton Pass and get something in to create some offensive pressure. So I really like Baton Pass on this Umbreon here. Next up is Choice Scarfed Infernape. Enough speed for Haxorus. I'm going to change that so that... No, I'm not going to change it. I want a little extra bulk. I was going to change it for max speed Zarude, but Zarude's not really going to hit me with much, so we're good. Choice Scarf, I had like a physically defensive Infernape at first, because I could take hits oddly well from like Heatran and like Beedrill and Zarude, but I just changed it to Choice Scarf, and I mean I'll be able to take hits decently well anyway, because I do have Wish support, so it's fine. So yeah, Choice Scarfed Infernape to outspeed things like Spectrier, Scarf Landorus if it comes, Beedrill is a big one, Haxorus once it gets up to +1. So I basically swapped out, instead of Scarf Dragapult, I wanted to have something with Choice Scarf, so I changed it to Infinite. So yeah, and hopefully I get a little bit of U-turning action, U-turn Baton Pass with like Infinite with U-turn, then I got Baton Pass here, and then I got U-turn on this thing. So hopefully we get a little bit of switch action and keep the pressure on him rather than him putting the pressure on us with Rotom plus Beedrill. Volt turning around. So yeah, that is the Infernape. Not much else to say about it. I'm bringing Fire Punch because I don't want to take the recoil from Flare Blitz. I really don't. And I get like a little boost in damage with Iron Fist, which is really 20%. Yeah, it's 20%. So I'm basically gonna have a 90 base power move with this, and that's pretty cool. Oh, voice crack, by the way. A third. I didn't know this. I thought it was a quarter. Well, we're not gonna get that, but that's okay. Yeah, that is the Infernape. Next up is Alamomola, which is Spidef, which is kind of interesting, but I can kind of explain this. It deals with Heatran a little bit better. If he is an offensive Heatran for whatever reason, if he's like Scarfed Eruption, I can deal with that pretty well. And also I want to be able to catch Rotom. Like if he gets me into like I don't want to call it a tornado, but I also do want to call it a tornado because that sounds pretty cool. If he gets me into like a tornado with like Volt Switching with Rotom and U-turning with Beedrill, because my switch into Rotom is going to be Umbreon. So he Volt Switches out and then he brings in Beedrill as I bring in Umbreon. And then he can just U-turn and there he has like no repercussions. So initially I had a physically defensive Alamomola with Rocky Helmet, but I'm like, he's just gonna knock off my Rocky Helmet and then he'll be able to U-turn freely. So it's not really gonna do much. However, if I run a specially defensive Alamomola with I'm just gonna call it Aloe from now on. I don't want to say that name 15 times a video or more, probably more. So yeah, and as I was saying, uh, if he Volt Switches with Rotom as I stay in, I'll be able to tank that hit because I'm especially defensive, and then Mirror Coat kills something because my HP is so massive that Mirror Coat's gonna kill something. He'll do like, I don't know, 50% or maybe a little more. Hopefully he's not offensive, but yeah, he'll Volt Switch. Even if he Thunderbolts, we should be able to take it and knock him out, and that would be awesome. I hope he Volt Switches though, because if he does, then he'll probably bring in something important. Because he's like, why did you stay in? Okay, you're probably gonna click Toxic or Wish or something, and then I just bang hit him with a Mirror Coat, and something's gone. The Psychic type move. I wonder if this hits. I don't. I don't think it hits Zarude. That could be an issue. That would suck if he brings in Zarude and it does nothing. Yeah, that would really suck. Hopefully that doesn't happen. But like if he brings Slowking or Aromatisse and I stay in, he'll probably pivot into one of those, and then one of those is just dead because of Mirror Coat. That would be amazing. But yeah, that's kind of my catch for that. Last but not least, we have Avalugg. I twit around with this team a lot, and I had, at first I had Crobat for my hazard removal, and then I had Rotom for a little bit, Rotom-Mow, and then I just plain had none. Like the amount of different teams I've gone through this week to try to find the right one is just staggering. But I got 2 wins in a row with this team, maybe even 3. I don't quite remember, either 2 or 3, and that's gone pretty well. And I want to try Avalugg because you know what? It's a great Pokemon, and I love using it. This Pokemon took a +1 close combat from a Haxorus. That I can't remember. It did like 70% or like 65. No, it did like 65%. A +1 close combat from Haxorus. That's a base 147 attack or some shit. Super effective close combat. That is huge that I'm able to live that if I'm in a relatively good amount of health. I can just knock him out with Avalanche, which is awesome, getting rid of a huge threat. So obviously, with that being said, Avalugg is nice for Landorus, it's nice for Haxorus, it's nice for Beedrill, it's nice for Zarude. It's just my safety pin for like all of his physical threats. So yeah, I can't take a special hit at all. Well, if it's from like Aromatisse or I don't know. Yeah, if it's from Aromatisse, I'll be able to take it. Slowking's kind of strong too, so. But yeah, I also have Rapid Spin. I have Heavy Duty Boots, so I don't take rocks damage. I did want a Hazard Remover because I don't know. I just don't want to have rocks adding up, even though I do have a Wish Passer. But still, it's nice to have Rapid Spin, and I don't really need anything else on the set. I mean, Avalanche hits Landorus really hard. It hits Haxorus really hard. It hits Beedrill really hard. It hits Zarude really hard. So we are in a good spot with this Avalugg, I believe. And of course I could run, Body Press or Earthquake, something to hit Heatran, but I don't know. I didn't really feel like I wanted anything. I didn't feel like I needed anything to hit Heatran, and I'd rather have the Toxic there in case I predict a switch into like Rotom or Slowking or Aromatisse. Or yeah, that's about it. Heatran I can't hit with Toxic, but again, I mean I have things for Heatran. I can switch into Vish against the Heatran. I can switch into Oracle against the Heatran as long as it's not like crazy offensive. So we have options for sure. And yeah, that is the team skis. I hope you enjoyed. We're gonna cut the video right here, and we're gonna get right to the battle. I know this is a very long video already, almost 15 minutes. I used to not be so long with these team builders, but I don't know. I feel like maybe I'm rambling more than usual. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the team builder. Again, I'm going to cut to the battle right here, and I will see you guys there. Wish me luck. Alright, here we are with the battle, going up against PK Randy. He brings a team of Mega Beedrill, Spectrier, Heatran, Rotom Wash, Haxorus, and Landorus Therian. So, just right on down the line, the first 6 that are on his team, which means he did not bring... let me see if my memory is good enough. Yeah, Slowking, Aromatisse, Zarude, Beware, and Diglett. None of those came, so You know, some good things and bad things about this matchup. One bad thing being, you know, Mega Beedrill, Heatran, Rotom Wash, still going to be an annoying core to deal with because my Beedrill switch-ins are like most of the time it's going to be Avalugg, sometimes it's going to be Infernape, some other times it's going to be Alomomola, um, and you know if I switch into Avalugg, I see U-turns, he can go into Heatran. If I switch to one of the other two, he can go into Rotom. So, but that should be okay. So, um, but yeah, that basically Haxorus is probably going to be the biggest offensive threat against me, just because if it gets set up, it can be a huge threat. Um, just you know, just hopefully not going to sweep my team or anything. Um, Landers, you know, Scarf Landers could be a problem. Even defensive Landers could also be an issue for, well, really only for Infernape. Speaking of Infernape, I didn't actually notice this until like probably halfway through the battle, but my Infernape, its EVs are wrong. I don't know if they were wrong on the team builder or not, but basically I transferred my team from my laptop, which is where I'm recording right now, to my PC to play on my PC, and the attack EVs are there's no attack EVs. There's 252 in defense, and I mean I guess I can check now. If like I never noticed, you know, I changed it from what is that? That was weird. Why am I? Oh, you know what? My text messages. It's a boing sound, and I accidentally turned my ringer on. Okay. Anywho, because I changed the defensive Infernape to a more like offensive one. Yeah. So I just changed. I forgot to change the defense EVs into attacks. So instead of 252 in attack, it's 252 in defense, which is a big slip up on my part, and I didn't really realize it until later on in the battle. And that could be a big problem. So, but you know, I'm not gonna spoil anything or whatever. But yeah, looking at the matchup, just gonna lead with Scarf Infernape if he wants to lead with Mega Beedrill, that's fine. If he wants to lead with Heatran, that's also fine. If he wants to lead with Landers, that's not really good for me, but I'm expecting one of those three, and Infernape is good for two of those three. So without further ado, let's go ahead and start the battle. I'm going to lead with Infernape, like I said, and my opponent leads with the Beedrill. So he's going to switch right out into his Landers as I click U-turn, and that only does 6%. But this is looking like a pretty offensive Landorus, I would say. So I go to Alomomola, and then he brings out Rotom, and here I'm thinking this is perfect because I'm gonna protect once to see what he wants. Like if he's, I don't know what he wants to do. As he clicks Volt Switch, there's no drawback because I have no immunities to Volt Switch, so I'm just gonna let him click it. And this is what I talked about in the team builder, designed to take a hit from Rotom, probably Volt Switch, and then Mirror Coat back. I'm able to Mirror Coat, and I only do 96%. I do not knock out the Heatran. And then with leftovers now he's at 10%. So he's going to switch back into Rotom, knowing that I can't really do anything to it. Hopefully, you know, trying to snag a burn. I don't get a burn. He knows I'm probably going to protect here. It's a risky play for him, but at the same time, he doesn't really have much to lose with this Heatran. It's almost dead. So he is able to double into Heatran, and now he's able to click Protect. So, you know, I was 4% away from killing this thing, and now all of a sudden it's back at 23% health, and it's just not fun. And he's going to switch into Rotom as I just click Scald again. I do snag a burn, so its leftovers are going to be basically negated there, which is nice, I suppose. And then he's going to Volt Switch as I think this time I just click Wish because I'm like, what the fuck? I'm just going to, you know, get something in freely and, you know, deal with this annoying Pokemon. It's still pretty weakened, but, you know, I don't know. I just wanted to get Kama in because I was thinking that a Shadow Ball would be able to knock this out, and if it's Spit F, it's just not going to. And I was really predicting him to go for Protect there, but he didn't. I don't know what he was expecting. If I just clicked Hydro Pump, this thing would have been dead, which would have been awesome. But he brings in Landorus, interestingly enough, and I guess he didn't want me to like Dragon Dance or something. Um, and I don't want to risk him being scarfed, so I just switched into Schwab. Um, as he knocks off my boots. That's fine though, because I don't really know if he has Stealth Rocks on this team at all. But yeah, he gets in the Rotom as I click Avalanche. And then he misses a Hydro Pump, which is unfortunate. But yeah, I'm just going to go for Shadow Ball. He has no resistances, so I'm just going to click it. Do as much damage as I can as he goes for the Volt Switch. Gets in the Beedrill. This will outspeed me and kill me with knockoff, so I'm not going to risk that. Just going to go into Schwab here, and he clicks the knockoff. So he's playing pretty predictably at this point in the game. I probably should have clicked Recover here, but I clicked Avalanche instead. So yeah, a tad on Fort there. I want to keep my Avalugg relatively healthy, so we're gonna switch back into Kama as he clicks Pain Split, which is something that I was not a fan of at the time. But I am able to click Shadow Ball here and basically get a kill. Oh, I don't know if I guess I never mentioned this, but I did change my Showdown name just for the hell of it, just because I was like, why not? It's pretty irrelevant, but yeah. So he's basically sacking the Heatran. This is a Spidef Heatran, seeing how much it did, seeing how much it took from that Shadow Ball. So I'm just glad I got that Pokemon out of the way, as he didn't feel like he wanted to sacrifice anything else. Beedrill can probably take one, or it can take one Shadow Ball, but that's it. And I guess he didn't want to risk that damage on Beedrill. So I got an Alomomola because I still think this Landorus is scarfed. He does a lot with Earthquake, and I guess he saw my Protect coming because I'm going to go for Protect there, which is, it is what it is. As now I don't really know what he's going to go for because he doesn't want to Volt Switch and then lose something else with Temirko. So I just go for Wish, and I'm going to be able to get Dragapult in as he does click that Hydro Pump. Does not do enough. I believe I would have taken even a critical hit, which would have been nice. Well, it wouldn't have mattered, but because that wish gave me so much health. That's like crazy. I should have gone for Draco there. I went for Shadow Ball because I just didn't want to risk. I didn't want to risk, something like Haxorus coming in afterwards and setting up on me. Draco is like a last minute kind of thing, or like last. I don't know what the word is. Anyway, whatever. I just go to Umbreon here because he's able to he has his Rotom left still, but it's really weakened. I go into Umbreon to pivot as I really thought he'd switch there, but he lets his he's basically sacking his Landers there, and I'm able to. I go for Baton Pass instead of Foul Play. I could have killed Landers there, which would have been really nice, but I'm not able to. And now Umbreon's weakened. I'm going to get another Wish Up and bring in Kama as he Volt Switches, so this is fine with me. He is able to get Landers back in. Now an Earthquake won't kill. I'm at full health now because of the Wish. An Earthquake won't kill, but I still don't want to risk him going for Knockoff, as he does go for Knockoff, gets a crit here. 46%, that's a lot of damage. I believe I just click Wish again because I have Regenerator, so I can just click Wish and switch out, and it's a lot of health, so I'm able to heal up here. Now this is a pretty critical. I guess I'll pause it here. There we go. Okay, this is a pretty critical turn. Not really, but like at the same time, I really thought he would bring in Rotom here because even if he can't take a Foul Play, the Pokemon's so weakened that it's basically useless unless it can live a hit, and the only hit it can live at this point is a Foul Play from Oracle. That's like the only hit on my team, or like an Avalanche an Avalanche from the Avalugg. But this is probably the point he brings it in. So he clicks Agility with Spectria. I'm thinking he's not gonna stay in. There's nothing he can do. He can't Toxic me. This Pokemon doesn't get Toxic. He's not staying in. So I really wanted to click Baton Pass because if he brings in Rotom, why do I keep saying it? Okay, if he brings in Rotom and I click Baton Pass, I get a free kill with Dragapult basically, or close to it. I get either a free kill or like 90% on Mega Beedrill. But if he stays in and I click Baton Pass, there's really nothing lost because I can just bring Umbreon back in the next turn. So Baton Pass was definitely the play. I just got a little bit anxious. I didn't really trust myself or whatever it may be. So that it is what it is. I click Foul Play here. I just want to pause and kind of explain that. So he brings in the Rotom Wash. As I click Foul Play, I get him down to 1%. I had a feeling it wasn't going to kill. I was actually surprised it did 13% to him. But nonetheless, I'm going to bring in Avalok because I know he's going to Pain Split here. And he gets past so much health, which is just annoying. This Pokemon was so annoying. So then I was just able to go for Volt Switch. I didn't want to bring anything in. Like, I didn't want to bring in Dragapult and then just have to keep switching because, he would Volt Switch and then get Landorus in. So this is the point, actually. I was calcing it. I wanted to see if Landorus would die to a close combat. I'm like, why does it do so little? That's when I realized my EVs were in defense instead of attack. So that was a big problem. So I clicked U-turn, predicting him to switch, which is perfect because he did. He goes into Spectria. I'm able to knock it out with Shadow Ball, which was probably his best play, just to sack the Spectria at that point. So that's a good play that I'm proud of there. Okay. So yeah, he goes into Landorus and he makes a good play there. He goes for U-turn as I switch to Umbreon. If I stay in and click Shadow Ball there, that's like really good for me. But I didn't have the balls for that quite. So U-turn comes off and does 14% to my Infernape. Now he brings in Haxorus. This is a big problem. I don't know what I want to do here. I U-turn and I go into Gardevoir and he clicks Earthquake, which is pretty surprising. I don't really know exactly why, but I am able to live, which is great. So now I can basically do a lot of damage. I had a feeling he'd make this play, go into Beedrill to take the Hyper Voice. I should have just clicked Psyshock, knowing that he's not going to stay in, and Psyshock kills everything at that point except for the Haxorus. But it didn't happen. He goes for the Poison Jab. So I guess in a way, the defense EVs on the Infernape came in clutch there, because I probably would have died to that U-turn plus Poison Jab had I not had the defense EVs. So I guess, in that way it's nice. But I probably would have played differently with the Infernape if I knew it wasn't that bulky. But yeah, that's kind of crazy how that actually worked out there. So yeah, a couple turns later, I just wanted to get a kill with Mega Gardevoir. I wanted to preserve the right things at this point. So now I bring in Dragapult after Landorus revenges Gardevoir, and I just knock it out. I didn't want to. I knew that I could take an Earthquake, barring a crit, and I just want Landorus out of there. So now we got Mega Beedrill and Haxorus. This is actually a really big play that I wanted to talk about. So when Mega Beedrill pause the game. There we go. When Mega Beedrill came in there against the Dragapult, I knew that it was really difficult because I didn't know what I wanted to do, and I was taking so long. I kind of felt bad, but then I clicked a move, and he hadn't decided either, so he didn't know what he wanted to do. So there's obviously a bunch of scenarios. If I go into Infernape there as he clicks U-turn, I can live it actually, and then I'm in a good position because I can just kind of click close combat, and he's gonna have to do Life Orb damage to himself as well. But at the same time, then I don't really have much to beat Mega Beedrill with. I kind of wanted, Infernape kills Beedrill with Fire Punch because I'm Choice Scarfed still, so I don't know. I decided to go into Alomomola because even if I stay in and sack the Dragapult as he clicks U-turn, I don't have a good response to this Haxorus at this point. The Avalok's dead. I should have preserved it better. I should have clicked Recover instead of Avalanche when I was in against the Beedrill earlier in the game. And here I am at this 4-2 situation where it looks like I'm in a good spot, but this Haxorus is in, and basically I don't know what this Haxorus wants to do. It could go for Dragon Dance, it could go for Scale Shot, it could go for Swords Dance. I don't know what it's going to do. I'm predicting it to be Scale Shot. There's no real reason for that. I just feel like it would work better in this matchup. But either way, I'm just going to bring in Alomomola. He goes for U-turn. And I'm just going to, at this point, I'm going to fish for a Scald Burn. So let's see what happens. he goes for Dragon Dance. Here, yeah, there it is. He goes for Dragon Dance, not Scale Shot, as I go for the Scald. And I snag the burn. Yikes. I do get the burn on him. And that's, unfortunate. But, and I say that, I'm like, I don't know. I just felt bad because it's like, it's 50 turns in. And, I mean, he probably wins this. Yeah, he does win this game if I don't get the burn there. But it's the game. Yeah, I'm gonna click Wish and Protect and just kind of stall this thing out. I actually did I calced it, and at +4, which is what he's at right now. He at +4 he does knock me out with Dragon Claw, but I forgot to factor in the burn. So I probably should have clicked Wish again here, but I just tried to double protect because I thought I was gonna die, and he obviously doesn't knock me out. I mean, this doesn't really matter. I just need to get him low enough to where he will die. Voice crack. He will die in a few turns, and and this guy comes in and says that I was throwing. We had a discussion afterwards, and basically, you know, he thought I was max attack Infernape, and I knew that I wasn't, which is why I didn't hard go into Infernape when he U-turned into Haxorus. Because if I did have max attack Infernape, that would have been a play, but at the same time, if he scale shots as I bring in Infernape, which is what I thought he would do, then it doesn't matter what my EVs are. Like, I die to that, and then he just sweeps my team. Like, if he's scale shot, SD, 2 attacks with Life Orb. That's what I thought he was. So even if I had the attack EVs, it wouldn't have really made that difference in my play there. Because I was just banking on the burn at that point. And I know that's a bad way to play, but at the same time, the Infernape really threw me off. So, GG's to PK. He should have won this game. I know that. I know I got lucky here for sure. But it's tough. I think the EVs on Infernape actually kind of won me the game because I made certain decisions that I probably wouldn't have if I knew I was stronger with the Infernape. And again, I probably don't live the U-turn plus Poison Jab from Beedrill if I'm not max defense. So yeah, maybe it ended up winning me the game. I don't know. But that's going to be the battle. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will catch you in week 4. We are 2-1. I don't know our differential. This is a 3-0, obviously. And, overall, I think the team performed well. But I think his team just had a lot of threats. And I think that, losing Avila was a mistake. And I think I should have played around the Heatran a little bit better in the beginning with the Alomomola. And definitely played better around Rotom. Because that thing was just annoying. But yeah, that's going to be the game. Once again, thank you guys for watching. This is a very, very long video. I apologize if you had to watch all of this. But yeah, that's going to be it. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.